Hi everybody, just an update today because I know I haven't been filming a lot recently. I have been very naughty. I had 2 weeks where I basically binged my way through 2 weeks of February. So I was ashamed, I was guilty, feeling guilty, and therefore I did not film because I felt bad about myself. I don't know if I've gained or how much I've gained because I haven't weighed myself. I'm going to wait and weigh on my regular monthly weigh around the 10th of the month. Today is the 4th of March, so I've got another 6 days until round about, I think, oh, that's getting ahead of myself, but basically I was doing the 800 calories a day, but I was beginning to feel really restricted. Like I couldn't eat hardly anything every day. Initially it was really good because I could eat every day, but then it just became really restrictive. Whereas on alternate day fasting I could at least have extra food if I was having a hungry day, or I could have a little treat here and there, none of which you can do on 800 calories a day. So I kind of rebelled against that. It was my self-sabotage coming out. I do it all the time. I've discovered a new YouTube channel and I can't think, I've just completely, it's just gone. I'll put it down in the description as a link, but the lady in those videos was talking about her emotional eating and her food addiction. So she lost a lot of weight, and she was talking about her struggles with emotional eating and food addiction. And for a long time, I felt like I do have an addiction to food. I'm very much someone who will keep eating and eating and eating just for the sake of eating. And I'm not hungry, and I'm not even especially emotionally eating most of the time. I know I've struggled with a lot of emotional eating lately. But on the whole, usually I just eat for the sake of eating, and I like I said, I've suspected for a while that I have a food addiction, and some of the things that she was pointing out in her video, which I then moved on to doing some more reading about, I do have a lot of the symptoms of food addiction. So I'm thinking I need to reframe what I am doing to encompass that knowledge now. I have since gone back to doing alternate day fasting. Today is a fast day. I have only had 1 cup of black coffee and some water today. That's all I've had. I fasted on Monday, which was a completely successful fast. I did not eat any solid food. I had 2 cups of black coffee and water. Yesterday, I ate completely low carb the whole day. I'm thinking about going back to low carb, or not necessarily low carb, but moderate carb. So somewhere between 20 and 50 grams net carbs per day. Yesterday, I believe I was 38 net carbs. So net carbs basically means your total carbs minus your dietary fiber intake. And that gives you your net carbs. And this doesn't work really on, like, you sometimes see things that say that they're low carb breads and things, but that's not really strictly low carb. But this is basically working off dietdoctor.com's recommendation of eating, you know, as little processed food as possible. So all of my fiber yesterday came from vegetables. I had some carrot, I had some celery, some cucumber. I made my sweet and spicy tuna salad. Had that for lunch. I had some yogurt and nuts for breakfast. Nuts, I've found, are quite high in carbs actually. I'm thinking I might cut back on my portion sizes because I do enjoy having nuts in my yogurt for breakfast. Which is just Greek yogurt, like full fat Greek yogurt. And then I had, what did I have for dinner? I made chicken burgers with some fried cabbage, fried in butter, and yeah, the recipe included tomato butter. So that was just some tomato paste and red wine vinegar mixed into butter, which was just kind of dolloped on top. So because I've been so ashamed about my binging, and I just didn't really want to face the camera, I didn't want to face myself in the camera. I've been looking at myself in the mirror, and I feel like I've gained quite a lot of weight over the last couple of weeks of binge eating. But I think these moments of binge eating have really pointed out to me what my trigger foods are. That is something that the other YouTuber that I cannot for the life of me think of her name was talking about is trigger foods, and that's what a lot of the articles that I read spoke about as well. So at least 3 of my trigger foods that I have discovered is definitely chips, like crisps. I generally, sorry, Granger is next to me scratching up the floor. I generally eat salted crisps, and those are something that I cannot stop. Even if I go and I serve myself out just a little portion, I put the whole bag away, I eat my portion, then I'm like, no, I want more, and pretty much more often than not, I eat the whole bag. So things like crisps are completely a trigger food. Bread is another one. I was binging on cheese sandwiches, and that then flowed on to like brioche bread, which of course is sweeter, and then that kind of moved on to croissants. So I've discovered that bread, any kind of bread like that, is massively a trigger. And what was the other thing? Chocolate coated peanuts are one of my favorite things, and I buy them in these big bags, and I can't have just a handful and put the rest away. Like, I literally have to sit and eat them until they're gone. So all of those sort of things have kind of solidified in my brain that they are trigger foods for my food addiction. Or potential food addiction. It's not been diagnosed by any doctor. I did see my therapist yesterday, but we never got really around to talking about it. I don't know that she's a food therapist anyway, but I guess she possibly could have some ideas. She helped me on a bunch of other things, because that's the other thing that's kind of kept me from filming lately too, is that I am like bored to my hind teeth with myself. I can't settle on doing anything. I am just absolutely over myself. I'm just so bored, and that is another reason why I haven't filmed, because it's like not very interesting, because I've not been doing very much. My hair has been doing a lot, and I cannot change this, by the way. This is what my hair looks like. I've tried wetting it, I've tried brushing it down, and no, it's just standing up. But that's a complete tangent. So I've gotten a good idea of what my triggers are, my trigger foods are, and you will notice that at least a few of them are sugary, they're all carbs, and that is kind of what has led me to the decision to stick to mostly low carb food if I can at all help it. I don't want to keep triggering myself to overeat and binge by eating those foods that do trigger me to eat. So that is the root of that decision. I would love to know if any of you have struggled with food addiction, tips for how you have, you know, gotten over that or not gotten over it. Tell me your story. I want to know. I want to know how you have gotten through it or how you struggle, so that we can at least feel like we are not alone and that we are seen. Because sometimes you can feel a lot like you are the only person going through this and that there's something wrong with you and that you are broken, which of course is not true. So I would really love to know what all you guys think. If you have tips, please do let me know. And of course, words of encouragement are always greatly appreciated. But I am back on track. I will hopefully start vlogging again from tomorrow. and because I have some work that I need to finish this afternoon, so I don't really want to be stopping all the time to vlog and things like that, and it's fast day anyway, so I'm not going to be eating. I have finally got my absolute dedication and commitment to not eating on fast days. I don't get any dizzy spells or anything even after my binges. Having eaten every day to now going back to fasting every other day, I've not been getting any dizzy spells. My body is right onto it, and hopefully with the low carb as well, I will become fat adapted and I can hopefully shift some of this weight, you know, pretty regularly. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time to listen to me ramble on. Thank you again always for your encouragement. It is really, really appreciated, and it means a lot that you take the time to leave comments and of course watch my videos and leave a like. All of those things are super, super important to me, and I really, really appreciate it. So until I speak to you again, please take care of yourselves, and if you are struggling with food addiction or anything like that, please be gentle on yourself, and please do the research and, like I have, try and figure out what your triggers are and see if you can cut those foods out, just to try and help yourself to, you know, reduce the number of binges that you have. But until I talk to you again, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.